Good morning, everybody. I gotta put my reading glasses on because I'll be reading. This is just, and I'm nowhere near knowledgeable, just what I know. And if anybody's interested on using a Bendix carburetor, here is what I know. I switched over to a Bendix because the S&S just was, it really drank the gas. And I tried to thin things down by using jets, the intermediate or pilot jet and so forth, and even turning the accelerator pump off, which was fine. Unless I really whacked the throttle, I didn't really notice any difference. I just didn't like that chrome cover. I mean, you can try and put different covers on, but I was just never enthralled with the chrome cover. So here, this is what I know about Bendix. If it helps someone, that'll be great. First of all, they're very simple. They were the step up as they went from, the Linkert, and then the Tillotson, which didn't have a bowl on it. They're kind of like little carburetors for chainsaws, no bowl, as I understand it. And then I think, it needs a bowl. It needs something to draw from. I remember the Electron didn't have a bowl. I was quite interested in that, but I never tried it. Now the SU I liked. I mean, you have to make it yours because it's coming from a British car. Well, at the time it was. So you have to, of course, do all the jet changes. It was a long time ago, but I remember the SU worked out well. It was a real kin to the CV carburetor, I think. Well, here's what you got, and these are the jet sizes. You can see the 157 usually comes, and that's the stock. It's the 1.10. They go smaller, they go larger. Those numbers will be on the base of this. Now, this one here says 20. Okay. So later on, that was 71. And in 75, toward the end of the run, they started putting numbers, I think, on them. Like this one is, it says 20, 19, 20, 21, and so forth. So that's what equates, I think, to the 20. Again, I think it's, why they changed. They started at 1, but here they went to a little smaller, and that might have been for a Sportster. But I've got a couple of 157s. I've got a 143, which I put in it now, which is actually larger for my supposedly 88 cubic inch bike. So that one's 1 up. If you get the 58 is 2 up, and the 59 is 3 up, or next step up. As I understand, these are they're expensive now on eBay, and I don't think they make them anymore. So it's an intricate process. It's not just drilling a hole through a little plug, and so there's more to it. And then there's the C, and the C, let's see, 60, and then, let's see, which one, 39 and 42, 39 and 42. So 39 is 60, 42 is just a bit bigger, and that's the C. It doesn't tell you there. Better watch where I'm pointing things. But that would be the B, and then the C. The B, as I understand, is for Sportster. C is for the big twins. So I actually have the wrong one in there now. I've got got an extra C right here. If it can focus. There we go. There's an extra C. So I get 2 C's, so I got to stick one in there. I bought this for, it was like 20 bucks on eBay. It didn't come with a bowl, but I have a spare bowl around here. Oh, there's the bowl. This one has the stock drain hole in case the float sticks, where I plugged mine and then drilled over here. Now the expensive, they're like 800 bucks. You can buy these. They now have a drain right here with a little pipe that comes out and comes down. So it's not in this one, but in mine, see, this doesn't have a drain, but mine actually, that's where the drain would be. So in mine, actually has a drain you can unscrew. Well, it has a hole from, it's about down here, 1/4 inch, goes across to here. So I think they tied into, even though this is a hollow area, I still can't see the other side, so I don't know how they did it unless this might be on the new casting. This might be a cavity or something. So they got the drain about here. Like I say, and the little pipe comes out and goes down. But that's, see, this one's not mine. The older one, they actually drilled this. They put a little ball bearing in there to seal it. And they drilled it and went all the way through into the bowl. So this is probably a later casting. You know, less holes, cheaper to make, you know, and so on and so on. So I put my original, I ended up, there was a small, somebody had tightened it too tight, the plug. There's a little crack in there. Years ago, I filled it all with old JB type weld, which looked like, I don't know, gray putty. But I got it all off, and then I just did a little bit of the more modern JB weld to seal it, and it's fine. Now, there also is an adjustable main jet, and there's pros and cons. You know, people like them, don't like them. Say people keep fiddling with these things, and when it's actually in here, it's never, you know, it doesn't, it's always slightly cocked. You know, it's like this. So apparently, I mean, if you want to try and straighten it, but everybody says these are always bent. And also, you'll notice this is adjustable by, it has the longer nose up here. This little O-ring fails a lot. It's a 5 or 6 if you go to Home Depot or something, number 5 or number 6. So they're kind of like that, but I put ones in, that's what you get in the cheap kits, but I put ones that are a little thicker in size because I got a whole assortment of O-rings. But with today's fuels, if it starts to sputter or get gas, that's how it sneaks into the Venturi and gets sucked in there, more of the gas than should be. And also, this says C66, but 184. And see, there's no 184, it goes to 183. These are all 183, as a matter of fact. So this is something, I don't know if Harley made the adjustable one or somebody else. Possibly Harley, because the numbers kind of are somewhat close. They're always C66. But that's how that goes in there. And you can, about 4 turns out, 4.5 turns out, and then you can fiddle with it, you know, to make it richer, leaner at wide open throttle, or 75-80% of throttle. On these, the cheap kits, let's see, there we go. See, it has 1, 2, and 3 positions. The top is you put it in the top, it don't give much of a spray, which I feel is fine for mine, because I turn the S&S all the way off. So, yeah. But yeah, that's, like I say, there's a hole at the top, next. So the longest squirt for the accelerator pump is at the bottom. Halfway is less, and then that's the least amount if you actually put it in the top hole. So let's see, anything else I can baffle myself with? About 1.5 turns out to start that with. I found that this spring is a little light, because it's actually designed for a wire and a throttle that is like a drum throttle. So there's a lot of resistance in that, and then of course you have the resistance of return with the spring. So I'm thinking, I don't know what somebody put a hole in there for, but that's normally not supposed to be there. But I might add one small spring to mine, because I noticed you hit a little bump, and it's easy to vary the RPMs. So the spring, if you're going to use the normal cable style today, like I did with the mount off of here, and I keep my cables lubed well, you might want to add a spring somewhere to give a little additional tension. Just like it did to the S&S. And the S&S, I took the one that was on this side off, left the one that was over here, and it's fine, but then I added one small one here that kind of wrapped around, and that was just the added spring it needed to calm the jerky of the throttle, because you know how roads are. And then of course there's a piece in here that goes like this, and I don't know if I've got one. Probably didn't get it with this carburetor, but that's what works the accelerator pump. That's a little piece on here, and it kind of like a little saddle that pushes this up and down. And well, let's see, that's other than, and of course this one, I don't know what they got glue stuck on this thing. That's why I got it so cheap. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I think they got tobacco molasses on this thing or something right here. But yeah, this, a lot of people just take these off. I found they start well fine, unless it's probably really cold. You give it a twist of the throttle, and it starts fine and runs fine, and keep your hand on the throttle there, let it warm up a little bit, and off you go. But excuse me, but I am getting the wire that comes up and then goes through the center of the dash, so you can pull up and push down, up for choke, down for no choke. So that's just a quick explanation of a Bendix. I think they work great. I guess you actually judge it at the narrowest spot in there, not here. I was judging it here, and it was 40. So I have to, when I get a chance, I'll get in there, and I've got a set of those snap T. You close them, they snap open when you put them in there, and then you pull it out, and then you can take your caliper there and judge it. I've got a small one over here. It's like that. You put it together, and you twist that. I just got one small. I got a little one too, but I got assortment coming. They're relatively cheap, so I can stick things in there and judge it, especially like the bore for your piston and things like that, where you judge it here, and here, and turn it, and here, so it's not egg shaped and all funny. But that's probably the best to see exactly, right down in there, probably above the little hole where the rod goes in, is probably where you have to judge it. 40 is probably better if you got a bigger motor. I don't know what mine is. I'm going to check this when I get my snap gauges. But other than that, it's about all I know. Nice storm last night, but now kind of knocked the temperature and humidity down. So just got back from, I was running around. And so if that helps anybody, like I say, you just look on the base. Sometimes you have to use a magnifying glass like I do, and then look on the top here. So, well, if that helps anyone, just if I left anything out, you let me know. I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe. Have a fun week. Peace.